Hey guys, welcome back. It's Monday, so it is Maverick back with another episode of Monogatari. So, we continue on our watch of Araragi's past, especially in regards to Sudashi. I do still have this feeling that most probably Araragi did slight her in some way in his past, right? Back in middle school, probably in regards to this entire, abandoned house situation that we're currently into. Now, mind you, I don't think this excuses Sudashi's behavior, like, no matter what Araragi did before, but, I do enjoy a good antagonist, one where we can really understand where they're coming from, why they do the things they do, and heck, I guess you could say some alternative perspectives, if you will. For instance, I really like Kaiki's character. I guess you could consider him as a big antagonist. So, looking forward to see how Sudashi's story plays out, and so let's get right into the episode. Alright, let's begin in 3, 2, 1, play. Golden Mai. What kind of person indeed? Oh, a 007 reference, eh? James Bond reference. Hmm. Especially in mathematics, eh? So, are they implying that that was his weak subject before? Hmm. And I guess he got good at math because of the summer or however long he spent with Sudashi? Something like that? Hmm. Hard to say. I do have to wonder though, like, this code in the opening, is that going to play a role in the future? During a sunless summer, I derived the answer alone. Huh. I do wonder if it's all entirely written out, whether the two equals actually equal, right? It'd be kind of hard to, but I guess if there's anything special about that, you guys can tell me after the end of this arc. Oh, interesting. So, I guess they are going to explain it a little bit more in this episode. And by the way, like, getting the explanation wrong was that was entirely on me. Like, sorry guys, I kind of misremembered. But the important thing is that you should switch your decision upon the revealment of the wrong door. That's right, like Araragi here, basically. The fact that you know this was directed towards Araragi means that Sudachi already knew of Araragi, though. Oh, here we go. Didn't have to first. I mean, isn't that nice? You have a cute girl who's willing to teach you privately. Conditions. Okay. Right. Hello. Honestly, this voice, even though it's the same person, right? It's the same as you. It's really what I expect from her character design a lot more. If not for meeting Tsunoshi, you would almost think this is an aberration, right? Although Araragi during this time probably doesn't have this propensity towards aberrations quite yet. Mm-hmm. What? What? His love for math? Yeah, his love of math. Okay. So what the hell happened? True. Like, even if they didn't have the visuals, I think it's quite obvious who that girl would have been. No, but more importantly, what happened after you met her again? Yeah, I think that's the critical point, right? Dude, it's like 3 years. What? That makes zero sense at all. There's got to be something more to this. Like, why exactly did he? I refuse to believe that he just forgot about this entire thing just because of that. Like, we're not talking about something that happened when you were like 3 years old and then, something in mid school or whatnot. It's literally like 3 years ago. The classic shoujo wrote, right? Yeah, I think there's another part within all this. And considering this is Monogatari, right? I'm awfully suspicious of any sort of aberration involvement. The secrets of synchronization. Eventually, they'll all be on the same wavelength and all synchronized together. I think there's a very popular YouTuber that did something in regards to this. Veritasium? Or Smarter Every Day? Really? I guess at the end of this, we're supposed to get the proof from Ougi as well, right? I mean, I had actually always assumed that, but okay. Continuing on. Her parents were arrested? Is that what Ougi is getting at? Okay, so it's more of an inaction to do things, eh? Yeah, you should have recognized. So again, are they basically implying that Araragi's memories are so bad that he literally did not care or observe about anything around him? Mm. Shouldn't you provide irrefutable proof at the end of your statement, though? I feel like you're not really doing this entire criminal investigation thing very well, Ougi. Hello. I mean, the fact that Ougi is able to point you into that direction with absolutely no evidence or no clues at all is that. Mm. 'Couldn't there be like an entirely different theory though? I wouldn't say foolishness, but your memory really needs some work. Schrodinger's cat, eh? A little bit of a physics problem at the very end. Quantum mechanics and all. Alright, I'll see you guys after this. Well, alright guys, that certainly progressed a lot differently than what I was expecting, and well, I guess what they're saying right now is that this is not the full story, right? Obviously, there's still a little bit more, and I certainly hope so, at least for Araragi's sake, because otherwise, Araragi dude, you have a shit memory, right? Like, you know, the entire situation in regards to the classroom argument and whatnot, like, I can kind of sorta get why, okay, those might be some bad memories that Araragi wants to repress or whatnot, so he can simply seal away those memories and whatnot. I mean, this is not the first time we've seen him do something similar to this. I think back in oh, I can't quite remember like what series right now, but you know, I think we've been shown examples before of Araragi repressing his memories of something that happened like literally in his, for instance, first year of high school, because he just feels it's too embarrassing or whatnot, and so he wants to seal those away, right? So I can get something like that, but for this being a happy, and I'm talking about like what happened. So what Araragi is saying is that he met Sodachi in the first year of mid school, right? And then after, and you know, they basically had contact for nearly an entire term, and heck, even the entire summer vacation as well. And then after she disappeared, he later re-met her, you know, or you know, met the girl named Sodachi, in high school, right? That is like, what, 3 years? Like, dude, we're not asking you to remember something from when you were in preschool right now in high school. Literally, it was 3 years ago. How can you forget something like that, right? I mean, that is just entirely ridiculous in a lot of ways. So, I certainly hope for Araragi's sake that there's still something else, something more fishy in regards to all this, and that's what's kind of blocking Araragi from remembering what actually happened there and whatnot. I mean, there's numerous different numerous different theories that we can go with right now. Like maybe he met with Sodachi even more before, or at least Sodachi knew of Araragi even long before the first year of mid school or whatnot. Maybe something happened in elementary school, something happened in preschool, something of that sort. Maybe there's more to the story than just them suddenly Sodachi disappearing one day, right? Maybe there's still something in Aragi's recollection that he has not fully, you know, he has not fully come clean yet, right? Maybe, like, I can understand if he's forgetting right now, but at that time, right? I'm talking about the first year of mid school to the first year of high school. Like, what is with that gap there, alright? And so yeah, beyond that though, you know, what actually truly happened? Well, obviously I don't quite buy Ougi's explanation. You know, I can kind of see where she comes from, but you know, the annoying thing about this, and indeed the annoying thing about how she solved the sort of classroom situation as well, right? If we call back to the first 2 episodes of this series, there wasn't really proof provided at the very end, right? It's just a theory in a lot, in most senses. Like, sure, you make a convincing argument and whatnot, and it sounds plausible, it sounds logical, and it might very well be the answer. But without proof, we can't just go around and say, yeah, this is what happened, and let's wrap it up, let's go. It doesn't work like that, right? And so, Ougi, see, the thing here is, it's really hard to say, right? Because Ougi obviously knows about things. She's quite supernatural herself in some sort of way. So whether or not she knows more than she lets on, or she's purposely misdirecting Araragi or something of that sort, it's really hard to tell here. So it's hard to question her conclusion here, because she might very well know the true answer here. But then again, you still need to sort of account for the fact that maybe she's trying to mislead Araragi in some sort of way, either to help him, I don't know, find things out furthermore for himself, or for some other kind of nefarious reason, right? But anyways, what I'm saying here is that I don't quite buy Ougi's explanation at the very end. That is exactly what happened. And here we can see that Hanekawa certainly doesn't quite agree with that as well, right? She's pointing out some holes in her logic, some critical moments and whatnot. So there might yet still be a complete turnaround in the story and the theory and whatnot. So hopefully that will come in the next few episodes, right? But at least at this point, I think the jury is still out. We can't really have a final verdict yet. We still have to wait to gather more information before we finally make a conclusion to this. Let's see, what else was I going to say? I mean, I can't really say too much about, like, what really, I can't really speculate too much on what actually happened or whatnot. I feel like maybe if I dig deep enough, there might be a few hints here and there, but it's really hard to look at things and say, okay, is this actually related, or is this really just there for the sake of being there, and it's not really part of the story at all. It's really hard to comb through all that. So at this point, all I can say is I still think something is fishy, and that's not the full story. And I think it might very well still be a case where Araragi is in the wrong, and Sodachi is in the, I guess you can't really say right, but maybe she deserves more sympathy in a sense, right? That's all I can say at this point. And yeah, we will just have to see what is going to happen, right? Like, is she in the classroom or not? Like the end part here, where the anime is asking the question as well. We can't really prove right now whether she is or is not behind the door in the classroom. Hard to say. But, obviously Araragi is going to need some help to jolt back his memory, right? And I think it can't be just Ougi, right? He's going to have to do some things by himself in order to figure things out. Otherwise, he's just going to be led by Ougi's line of thinking and, not really come to a concrete conclusion here by himself, right? And that could be biased in a sense. So, we still got that to go through, and, what else? I mean, for Sodachi, certainly, her voice that she has shown in her younger self and whatnot, I feel like that fits much more with how I thought her voice should be when I first saw her character design or whatnot. Like, how deep her voice is right now at this point, it's definitely not what I would think of her voice being if I were just to look at her character design. But I guess, in a way, they're trying to make the contrast bigger between her cheerful, cutesy self versus her, full of hatred, brooding, kind of, how can I say this? Like, giving off bad vibes, right? And that's why they're choosing to use this kind of voice for Sodachi at this point. So, hopefully, by the end of this, she can become enlightened and go back to the cheerful Sodachi once again. I guess one big question in regards to all this is, is something involved, something supernatural involved in all of this? Like, is this the cause, or is this related to some aberrations, or so on and so forth? You would think it would be, considering this is the Monogatari series, and so far, even though, it's certainly been a sort of allusion to a lot of teenage problems, to a lot of coming-of-age problems, there's always still something supernatural that's the embodiment of those fears, of those doubts, and so on and so forth, right? So I find it hard to believe that this story is just going to go directly forward without any more without anything actually without any sort of symbolic aberration appearing as well, right? To simplify what is happening right now and the problems that's being faced, the wrong that has been done, and the sort of thing that you need to solve to progress the story, if you will. So I still think that there is the possibility of one appearing in the future, but that is just speculation, just a guess. But hey, that's what I like to do about these things, right? Guess in what's going to happen, and so on, so forth. So, I think that's basically it for this episode. So, obviously, I will see you guys next week as well. Stay tuned, guys, and bye-bye.